Hey, welcome back everyone. We are here. We're going to go raid and get some money. We just finished up one of the dungeon missions that got us 2.4 million in gold for completing it. So now we have around 3.5 million saved up, and we just need to get probably around 6 or 7 more to get a huge upgrade on either a spell or I believe put our cannon at max level. So we're going to go try and farm some gold here. And I know I've been meaning to actually upgrade and change up my base layout, but that right there is a huge undertaking, and I just haven't had the time to actually get around to it and figure out what kind of base that I do want to do. So if you guys have any suggestions, I'm leaning more towards using the clover base design. But again, if you have any suggestions, want to run some base design layouts by me, show me your bases, definitely drop your comment down below. Let me know what you think would be a good base design to have. And why you think it would be a good base design to have. And I'd love to hear your feedback on that matter. So now we have changed up all our gold boosting items. We're back into the leadership build. So we're not going to get that big of a gold. We're going to get like a 25 or 30% gold boost. And then, but you can see it's just going to make it a lot easier to run through these bases. If you followed us before, we are struggling a little bit because we were in our gold boosting build, and that right there took down our leadership, so we weren't able to pop out these mummies like crazy. And then we also had our speed boots off, so right now we have 18% speed buff on, so we run extremely fast even when we're slowed by the frosters. Having a good pair of speed boots is definitely vital to the game because it allows your spells to hit multiple towers. And allows you to dodge the ogre's attacks a lot easier, so you don't really have to worry about these big clubbing blows of the ogre when you have some nice speed boots on. So no problems here. We are at the gates. We will pull back just a little bit to get a mummy out there and try and recover just a smidge. We're also allowing our troops in the background to clean up any of the extra towers that may have still been alive because we kind of rushed towards the end of the base. So now we're allowing the troops to clean up those towers that, like I said, may still be alive to get us 100%. So not too difficult. Most of the money, you can see it was a 210,000 raid. We got it 260, so about a 25% gold boost increase. Most of the money is going to come from these chests as you get higher up in the game. You're going to start seeing 100,000, 150,000, like 200,000 in those chests. If you can push into the top, 50, you get huge amounts of gold in those chests fairly frequently. So you do want to make sure that you at least get the castle gate down. So you can see we could attack him just for the medals, and then hopefully we get a good chest roll. But we're going to go and try and find people that have at least 200,000 and then go after them. And for the very first time yesterday, my food video feature actually worked. So hopefully we can get hopefully it works tonight. So then we can actually do more raids and not have to really worry about the food costs associated with the raids. So yes, I was pleasantly surprised. My food feature had never worked before, and it just started working last night for the very first time since they implemented it. So I don't know what happened or what went on, but my food video feature actually worked. It was pretty cool. There's a very nice swarm of gargoyles right there. Oh shit. Snake towers. Snake towers are deadly. You definitely want to either run by them, like just bypass them altogether, or run by them when you have a sonic blast available. So the sonic blast will end up killing the snake tower, And right there, double snake towers is pretty much a huge death trap. Now we have to come back, wait for our spells to come up. We are able to touch that snake tower there with a little bit of the sonic blast that appears, and then the mummy finished it off with the AoE poison, it looked like. Because the mummy doesn't automatically target towers, but if it's in the same like vicinity, I'm pretty sure that the mummy will hit the tower, because it's trying to target the unit, and then it has an AoE splash on it. Now we're just summing out a whole bunch of cannons, clean up any trash towers that we left behind. And again, this should be a fairly easy 100% base right here. Oh shit, there's a tower over here that I didn't see. So you always got to check the corners. You know, it's not a big deal getting 98%, but it's still the extra, extra 100% is always cool. I mean, you want to get 100%. You want to see those 3 crowns. You want to get the max loot. You want to get the max amount of medals and trophies. So sadly, we only got 43,000 there. We're not high enough yet to actually start getting huge amounts of loot. We have dropped like down into like the 3,500 trophy range right now, and that's mainly due to the defense. The defense is just horrible. So if anyone wants to attack my base is pretty easy to beat right now. It's King Jason W for anyone that wants to. Here we go, a nice one here with 203,000 in gold. It's a unique base layout. It has like 2 sections. It's sectioned off. One's on the far left, and then the rest of the towers is at the like castle gate area. It probably won't be that effective because you'll have all this breathing room to actually recover over here. So we'll see how this goes, but I don't think this will be a very effective base. Started spawning out a bunch of cannons by accident. I only wanted to spawn out a few of them, but we'll see how that works out. I'm going to go ahead and heal them just to make sure that they stay alive, since they are costly units, and I can't heal them. And you can see this is a huge just recovery zone, not really damaging at all. And you can see we just walk through this area here with a couple spells. The only issue you'd have to worry about in this base is rushing too quickly, too fast, and not watching your HP, because with all the towers bunched up like this, they can do a lot of damage. And especially if he has a bunch of max level ogres. But it doesn't appear like he has any ogres. Yeah, it appears fairly easy. We are going to kill these guys over here, and then we're going to kind of sit back and recover some. Because you do have to clean up this side. So again, we are going to sit back, bring in a mummy now, let the mummy take the damage. So again, not too difficult to actually get 100% here. And we actually messed up bringing out a bunch of cannons early on. Cannons are kind of like cleanup units. You want to bring those guys out when you're about halfway through the base, when you can make sure that they're not really going to die and run into too much. And they're just the cleanup units. Oops, I actually forgot to cast my spells and almost lost that fight right there. And again, you can't ever let up, because if you do, you might lose. Right there, we had 4 seconds left when I should have, beat the base with like 10 seconds remaining. See, we got 75,000, 98,000. So huge amounts of loot starting to appear now. And there's another one right here, 142,000. That definitely would have been really nice to pick that one. Alright, so let's see if our video feature actually works today. And it doesn't look like it's going to work. Yes, I knew it was too good to be true. So, give us free food. So you can see the screen boost actually boosts the movement speed now. The mummy is moving extremely fast thanks to the scream. So make sure that you utilize the hero scream every so often now. It is definitely a very usable and good feature. And I'm really glad that they actually updated and tweaked it. It's like a mini battle cry now, for those that know about the scroll that increases the move speed. It's supposed to also increase like the attack speed as well. But I don't really think there's any way to test that. That's just what the patch notes that Flare provided said. Alright, so now that we've got about halfway, we cleaned up that choke point right there. We can now start bringing out a couple cannons to clean up the rest of those towers that are back there. We can now summon to make our units run faster. Before the scream feature, it only really worked for the units that were kind of like right next to you. So they said that it would only work around like the hero radius area. So we're not sure if the scream feature actually makes all the units in the background run faster, but hey, it's worth a shot. It's better to use than not use it. So just on the off chance that it does make those cannons that you are spawning or pyromancers that you are spawning faster, go for it, use it. So we'll sit back here and let them clean up a little bit more of the towers. We're not going to kill the gate until the troops run a little bit further through the base. We're going to kill some of this time right here. And you can see the castle gate is pretty much dead. And so now we will go ahead and actually blow the castle gate up. Hopefully we got 100%, and we did. And so that couple seconds could have allowed those cannons in the background to actually take down another tower. And that gives us more percentage, which gives us more trophies and gives us more medals. So that's going to do it here. We are going to call it quits for this rating session. Did a whole bunch, ended up at 3590 trophies, 5 million gold. So we gathered around 1.5 million there. And we are going to save up to try and upgrade our cannon to max level at level 6. We need just 1 million more, so I'll get that a little bit later today. And anyway, thanks for watching. If you guys have any other feedback on the new updates, the little sneak sneaky updates and ninja updates that they did, definitely drop them down below, because the hero scream is something very, very important and something you can definitely utilize. And then the dungeon timer reduction, that's a huge update that just kind of got sneakily thrown in there today. So yeah, so I don't know what's going on. They should announce these things. Announce them. These are great updates. These are making people happy. You're able to do dungeons a lot quicker, and it looked like the dungeon cost also went down.